Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're gathered together, hopefully in our homes with family and maybe friends, to say goodbye to the year 2021. And I hope that you'll take time this evening to contemplate, listen, and enjoy tonight's Joya service as we close out the year 2021. I'd like to begin with an opening reading. Please join me in Gasho. Our Sangha has a glorious tradition of upholding and transmitting the Dharma from person to person. It is my hope that we will keep this wonderful custom despite the current social fluctuations, and discover diverse potentialities in the teaching and tradition of Jodo Shinshu, so that we can share them with as many people as possible, and together follow the path toward realizing a society in which everyone is mutually accepted and respected. In order to realize that, I believe it is important to bring out the individuality and conditions of each person and generation, paying special attention to the young generations who possess the sensibility and the ability to implement concepts. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Now I'd like to continue with the sutra chanting of the Sambujo and the Jusege. Namandavas, 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 Namandavas. Tonight, on this occasion of the Monterey, Salinas, and Watsonville Buddhist temples, Joya air services, members of the Sangha have reverently come before Amida Buddha. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kia Buddha, Namo Kia Ho, Namo Kia Soul, Namo Dabas, Namo Dabas. Namandals, namandals, namandals. Thank you. Please join me in the Gatha Shinshu Shuka. Threefold refuge. Difficult is it to receive a human form, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha, now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we together with all sentient beings awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we together with all sentient beings enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we together with all sentient beings become units in true accord, in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teachings. Sankhya mo, Ninjin Higatashi Imasudani Yuku, Bukpo Higatashi Imasudani Kiku, Konomi Konjoni Makate do Sezumba, Sarani Izure no Shoni Makataka, Konomi wo do Sen, Daishu Morotomoni, Shinni Samboni Kieshi Tate Matsuru Beshi, Mizukara Butsu Kieshi Tate Matsuru, Masani Nega Wakuwa Shijoto Tomoni, Daido Taige Shite Mujo Yoko San, Mizukara Honi Kieshi Tate Matsuru, Masani Nega Wakuwa Shijoto Tomoni, Gaku Kyozo ni Irite Chie Mi no Gotoku Naran, Mizukara Soni Kieshi Tate Matsuru, Masani Nega Wakuwa Shijoto Tomoni, Daishu o tori shite sai muge naran, Ujo jinjin mimyo no ho wa, Yaku sen mango ni mo ayo koto katashi, Ore ima kenmon shi juji suru koto etari, Nega waku wa mirai no shinjutsu gi o geshi tate matsuran. Nammandavus, 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 nammandavus. Once again, I want to say good evening to everyone who's listening in today. Thank you very much for joining us for our evening New Year's Eve service. Normally, we would be gathered together in the temple, but as we're all aware, the current COVID pandemic is once again on the rise. We'll have to once again meet virtually through this video. And I realize that for everyone, this is not an easy thing to do, but I appreciate those who made the effort to join us. I also realize that it's a very, very busy time of year for all of you. And sometimes it's hard to make time to watch or to attend virtually this service. So all the more so, I'm grateful to all of you who are able to join us this evening and making the effort. I was trying to recall the name of a very famous Buddhist priest, but for some reason the name escapes me. His name is not what's important, but what's important is what he said, and I want to quote him. He said, he called the New Year's a new cycle of change, a new cycle of change. I think this is so simple, yet it's so true and profound. You know, we only have to look back on 2021 to understand that our world is constantly in motion, constantly changing. And as we live our very busy lives, we sometimes forget this truth of change. I too forget this from time to time. When the month of December came around, I remember being shocked and saying more than once, wow, it's December already? The year has gone by so quickly. Now, if I had taken a moment to truly reflect upon what has transpired over this past year, and if I truly felt what had happened this past year, I don't know if I would have really said or been shocked by the fact that December is here. A lot has happened this past year. Children were born, some good friends and family members have died. There were achievements, there were failures. More than we can imagine has happened in this last year. But I really believe that most of us are like that. We tend to overlook, we tend to take for granted the many events in our life. As the year comes to a close, you know, I too look forward to 2022. I hope for this, I want that, I dream this. And as I keep thinking of things the way I want them to be, I tend to ignore things just as they are. Also, as the year comes to a close, we have a tendency to say goodbye to those things that were unfavorable. And we anticipate a better year in the future. We forget that what has happened in the past, this is our karma. It is what makes me what I am. And this is an important point. All those events of the past year, it is what makes me what I am today. If something unfavorable has happened, then we must remember karma is not a lock and chain that keeps us from moving or living life. Through realization and reflection, we have the ability to use our karma as a means to become a better person. I am who I am today because of what happened in 2021. Again, I'm looking forward to 2022 because for the first time in a few years, I will be conducting some wedding ceremonies. And it's nice change from having to do funeral services, be able to do a wedding ceremony. Over my career as a minister, I've done many weddings, and I've had the opportunity to sit down with many different couples to plan out their wedding ceremony. There's one couple, though, that stands out in my memory. Both of them had been married before, and the bride must have had a difficult relationship with her first husband. So the groom-to-be, he said some terrible things about her ex-husband, calling him a dummy, among other things. When I heard this, I paused, and then I reminded him that if she had not been married to her first husband, she would not be the person that she is today. They may not have met. They wouldn't be getting married. So he should be grateful to her first husband. And this may sound strange to some, but at the same time, it's common sense. In karma, there is no judgment. Again, there is no ball and chain that binds us to this event or this moment, just our own consciousness. We have the ability to reflect and to learn and become better, stronger, wiser human beings. We mature and we grow. And this too is a natural part of the cycle of change that we talked about earlier. And we call this the natural working of the truth, the power of the Buddha. That is why on New Year's Eve, we always ring the bell. We traditionally hit it 108 times. The 108 represents our human characteristics. We are not perfect, nor is anyone else. But who I've become is my encounters, my relationships, good, bad, and indifferent. Some would say that we ring the bell and the sound drifts off into the distance and it goes away. But in truth, that sound reverberates, reminding us of who we are and what we are made of and what makes us today. And that is why we end the year and begin the year with the Dharma and the Nimbus. Thank you. Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I hope that all of you have an enjoyable New Year's Eve, and I hope you'll join us tomorrow for our New Year's Day service. Start out 2022 again with the Dharma as part of our lives. And so I'd like to end with the closing reading. If you please join me in Gasho. As for myself, I have turned 70. Although nobody knows what the future holds, it is my intent to continue revering the Buddha Dharma as taught by our founder, being always conscious that I am always embraced in the unwavering working of Amida Tathagata's primal vow, and will carry out my duties as a Jodo Shinshu priest for as long as I am able to do to the best of my ability. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I'd like to close with the Ondok-san too. Just bear with me 1 minute.
Camera's rolling.
Next. Tony Dash. Nobody else is going to take our mask off. They won't know who's who.
Be gentle.
Or somebody with Nancy up tonight. Breaking it down. How many times did they love that? Okay. That way. Where's the donut?